This battle at Yiling was fought immediately after Cao Cao's defeat at Wulin in 208 and was an integral part of the Red Cliffs campaign. Shortly after Huangai's fire attack, he was hit by a stray arrow and injured, so it's likely he was recovering during this battle. Zhou led 30,000 troops into Nan Commandery and camped on the southern bank of the Yangtze River in preparation to capture Jing province's capital Yiling. Liu Bei told him, "Cao Ren is defending Yiling and he has much supplies in the city. He poses a big threat to us, so I'll send Zhang Fei with 1,000 men to accompany you, while you dispatch 2,000 troops to follow me. We'll cross the Xi'an River and attack Cao Ren's rear, then he'll definitely retreat when he hears we've infiltrated his flank." Zhou agreed to the plan, but news arrived that Liu Zhang was sending reinforcements via his city at Yiling to support Cao Ren, so Zhou ordered Ganning to quickly go and capture it. In doing so, Zhou would secure the entrance into Yi, whilst also isolating his sturdy opponent Cao Ren from his western ally. When Ganning's 700 soldiers reached Yiling, Liu Zhang's commander Su surrendered without a fight, and brought his men to defect because he saw Cao Cao as the real enemy. Ganning strengthened his unit to around 1,000 men by recruiting from the local area, but Zhou wanted to merge Su's unit with Lu Meng's in order to bolster the main army. Lu Meng disagreed, refused, then appealed to Sun Quan by praising Su as a courageous person. He insisted it was disrespectful to take command over another man's men who had come such a long way to join them, so Su had his men returned to him. When Cao Ren learned that Yiling had fallen, he immediately sent 6,000 cavalry to retake the city. They built high towers from which they rained arrows down upon the city, so now under siege and intense pressure, the men became terrified. Ganning remained calm and stabilised his army's morale by appealing for reinforcements. When his request for assistance reached Zhou, nearly every officer pointed out that they didn't have enough men to spare for a relief force and refused to lead their units to help. Lu Meng stood up alone to urge his colleagues to go and support. "I suggest we leave Ling Tong behind while I follow you to help Ganning. It's imperative that we lift the siege, because he may not be able to hold out for long. I assure you that Ling Tong can defend our main camp for at least 10 days. Ling Tong never forgave Ganning for killing his father, so the latter was always on the defensive, and he tried to avoid meeting Ling Tong whenever possible. Zhou agreed to Lu Meng's plan, then led the others to go and help Ganning. In order to buy time for his allies, Ling Tong was left at a numerical disadvantage with the responsibility of facing Cao Ren and Xu Huang alone. He was able to deceive Cao Ren into believing there was still a sizable army at the main camp, mostly because Ren didn't expect Wu to ignore his massive army. As a result, only Xu Huang was sent to attack Ling Tong, who was able to hold his ground while around half of the 6,000 cavalry at Yiling were crushed by Zhou. The surviving ones retreated at night, so Yiling remained firmly within Sun Quan's control for the rest of the war, which denied Cao Ren receiving any reinforcements from Liu Zhang. Lu Meng took 300 soldiers to block the enemy retreat route with bundles of firewood, so they had to abandon their steeds and fled back to Jiangling on foot. Sun Quan's forces then captured over 300 warhorses, then transported them via boats back to their camp. Ling Tong was able to triumph against the odds by holding his ground, then the allied morale skyrocketed when Zhou returned to the main camp, so they crossed the Yangtze together and set up a garrison near Cao Ren's base at Jiangling. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you next time.